Hello, my name is Austin and I'll be teaching you how to find reciprocal trigonometric ratios. There are three common trig ratios: sine, which is opposite over hypotenuse; cosine, which is adjacent over hypotenuse; and tangent, which is opposite over adjacent. Most teachers would help you remember this by telling you about SOHCAHTOA. So for this problem, you have to identify the six trig ratios for angle A. So for your adjacent, you have 8, your hypotenuse, you have 10, and your opposite, you have 6. To find sine, you use opposite over hypotenuse, which would be 6 over 10, which will be reduced to 3 over 5. For your cosine, you use adjacent over hypotenuse, which would be 8 over 10, which would then be reduced to 4 over 5. Your tangent, you have opposite over adjacent, which will be 6 over 8, which will be reduced to 3 over 4. So to find the other three trig ratios, you have to do the reciprocal. Cosecant, which is the reciprocal of sine, is hypotenuse over opposite. Secant, which is the reciprocal of cosine, is hypotenuse over adjacent, and cotangent, which is the reciprocal of tangent, is adjacent over opposite. So you have the first three trig ratios already, so you have to find the reciprocal. So all you have to do is flip the numbers. For cosecant, you have hypotenuse over opposite, which would be 10 over 6, which is reduced to 5 over 3. For secant, you have hypotenuse over adjacent, which would be 10 over 8, which would be reduced to 5 over 4. And for your cotangent, you have adjacent over opposite, which would be 8 over 6, which would be reduced to 4 over 3. So in this lesson, you learned sine, which is opposite over hypotenuse; cosine, which is adjacent over hypotenuse; tangent, which is opposite and adjacent. And you also learned the new reciprocal trig ratios, which would be cosecant, which is hypotenuse over opposite; secant, which is hypotenuse over adjacent; and cotangent, which is adjacent over opposite.